March 9th, and once again we are out at Copper Sky Park in Maricopa, Arizona. Slight wind. I don't know if the camera is picking up how clear the water is today, but I can see about 10 to 15 feet off of shore. As I was coming up to the lake today, I saw either a couple of larger bluegill or some small bass sitting right over there in the reeds in the shade. So I'm going to assume, it's midday. It's definitely not the optimum time to be fishing. It's about 12:30 right now. But we got some shade. We got these cattails over here. I know the fish love to hide in them. We got all sorts of coots and ducks out on the pond today. Not the optimum time to fish, but it's the time I've got right now. It's a beautiful day. It's about 68 degrees out, nice and sunny. So I thought, oh, here comes some bass right now. I don't know if the camera's going to pick them up. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 small bass, probably about 4 to 5 inches in length, coming by right now. And then down here below me, there's a trout head. Looks like somebody cleaned their trout right here too. So I know there's still some trout in there. So I'm going to start the day off throwing a spinner and seeing if that bright flash in action out there doesn't do something. I'll let you know how I do. Well, I guess my line was frayed a little bit. I threw my first spinner off on the first cast and had a little bit of just some old line on the end. Note to self to always make sure you check your equipment to make sure it's okay. So one of my favorite little rainbow trout Panther Martins is now gone. So I'm going to go to this stinky garlic Panther Martin right here and see how it does. It says this lure really stinks. So I eyeballed this guy down here in the little bit away and put that spinner about 10 foot by him. He just could not resist it. It was that little garlic spinner, and here is our first little bass of the day. I decided to move on from using the spinner and chasing those little bass. No trout action as I moved around throwing it, so I guess it's midday, so I wasn't really expecting a whole heck of a lot. I'm still not, but I'm changing it up to a little hook here. I'm going to fish the bottom for a bit, see if we get any action out of it. And I've got my super bait with me today from Circle K. The amazing Diamond Dog is one of my favorite go-tos here at Copper Sky for both bluegill and catfish at night. I've even caught bass off of them off the bottom. No trout though, but I don't generally fish during the winter a whole lot for trout, so you never know what you're going to pick up off of a hot dog. I've caught carp out of here too. Nice good sized carp, so we'll see what comes out of the lake next. This little bass has all sorts of fight in him. Just picked him up off the hot dog like a school of like 20 came through here, and I was just reeling in to check my bait, and he went all crazy for it. So we'll get him released here in just a second. But there's bass number 2 on the day and 1 on a hot dog. And I'm back out here at Copper Sky again. The fountain's going this evening. And I'm going to try for some catfish here. We're just before sundown, and you can see I've got my my hot dog laced onto my treble hook here. I use the outer skin of the hot dog. It's real tough, harder for the fish to pull off. They tend to hit it a little bit more harder, to rip at it. It doesn't just come right off the hook. It's not mushy like what some of the hot dog is. That's where I get my Circle K hot dogs, and they do real well for me out here. I also find that the depth isn't that important here at Copper Sky. You're dealing with a lot of catfish. Well, they're all stocked pretty much, and they're used to the shallower water and coming up at night to feed, looking for their food. They've all been pen raised and fed. So I've seen the cats cruise right up here into the shallows of just a foot or two deep, where you can watch them swim right by. So I don't mind casting out just 15, 20 feet. And those cats will come work their way up out of that deeper water from earlier today, and hopefully we'll get some bites here tonight. Alright, it's Friday night out here at Copper Sky. We're going to use our hot dog out here. It's about 8 o'clock. We're going to see if we can't get some bites off these catfish. We got home on leave, Mr. James, my oldest son. He's got a hot dog out over towards those weeds, and we're going to see what we can come up with for some hits tonight.